Okay, let's get into it. The throne speech, maybe we could pick up there, where there's a cap on the total number of temporary foreign workers and international students to less than 5% of Canada's population by 2027, and the goal is to attract the best talent in the world to build the economy. Can you just amplify that by putting a cap? How do you achieve that? I guess, for lack of a better term, a brain gain for Canada.
So, the last couple of years, certainly post-COVID, Canada has seen an unprecedented growth in people coming to this country, whether they're coming as temporary residents, meaning students, temporary workers, protected persons, or those coming visitors, or those coming for permanent residency.
Mm. That
upsurge, which I've never seen in my lifetime, frankly, because of has caused challenges in our housing infrastructure, etc. Now, we've had no choice but to recalibrate and rebalance our system in order, for the next couple of years, and that is why the levels plan was tabled last year that decreased the number of temporary residents coming as well as permanent residents coming. Now, having said that, I think your angle was you wanted to ask me about international students.
Mm-hmm.
Again, when I was first elected in Nova Scotia and became the Minister of Immigration more than 10 years ago now,
right,
this was not an issue. The issue was completely the opposite. I really wanted to bring students in order for them to come study and stay. We even had study and stay programs. We probably still do, but we were working, certainly in the smaller provinces like mine in Nova Scotia, from a deficit. We really needed these students for many reasons. Unfortunately, what we have seen throughout Canada in the last couple of years, a lot of students have been taken advantage of. There's been a number of challenges in the visa system with regards to the students, regards to their paperwork, etc. And for that reason, my predecessor had to do what he did to ensure that we have integrity in the international student program. And I think you probably know, and unless you want me to take the couple of minutes to tell you exactly what was instituted, to bring it back to a place where Canadians, but also the international students that are coming here, feel protected and feel safe and feel they're not taken advantage of. When I was the immigration minister in Nova Scotia, I used to go to my and we have 10 universities in Nova Scotia, a place that was well less than 1 million people in the entire province. We are a province of education. We educate Canadians from across the country, but we also educate many international students. They used to call me their mother. So for me, this is a passionate, thing here. But again, my predecessor.
You're talking about Mark Miller here, yeah?
Correct.
Yep.
Because of consultations that we have to do under the legislation every year in order to establish the levels plan, which is something I will start to be doing this summer, with provinces, municipalities, economists, students, universities, etc. Even politicians, frankly, and people, just the general public. There was fraud, and it's tough to say, but it's the truth. And the worst students that had been taken advantage of, they came to do something, ended up doing something else.
Yeah, can I pick it?
Yeah.
Sure, go ahead, please.
Now, I can't tell you whatever. I was not in those positions. But the fact is, it is the truth. That's kind of what happened, and we heard it from many people.
Now, when you're talking about fraud, you're talking about people who were predatory toward foreign students, taking advantage of them in terms of cost of living, housing, that kind of thing?
Well, quite frankly, I'm also talking about how they ended up coming here in the first place.
Okay.
To be quite frank with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in 2024, the government did three things: restricted the number of visas, increased the amount of money students must have on hand for cost of living.
That's correct.
And closed the program that expedited study permit applications, the Student Direct Stream. Are all or any of those going to continue going forward?
Well, as I said to you, we do these studies yearly. We now have a 2-year levels plan. And so we need to not only balance our system with the numbers of people that are here, and certainly international students make up a large part of the temporary resident status. So we need to get ourselves to a level in this country. But we will be talking to universities. We will be talking to students. We will be talking to the economies. I mean, we're talking about people here. Like these are human beings, but it's also our economy. Many regions in certain provinces rely on these universities for their livelihood. Like there's literally, I know I can name you, but I'm not going to in this. There's towns and whatever that this is their bread and butter, if I could say that. Mm-hmm. And so they want to work with us. They want to ensure the students are looked after. They want to ensure that, but Canadians and they as well want to ensure that we have a system that is, that is sustainable.
You mentioned universities. Of course, they've lost revenue, from international students. Will there be any attempt to give universities a hand in terms of increased funding?
I was on the Science and Research Committee at the Standing Committee in Parliament for the last 3.5 years, and we covered that a lot. When it comes to federal involvement with universities, I can't comment on their revenue. It's not proper. We've heard enough in the committee from different, I'm just going to leave that. It's kind of right now as it's not proper for me to comment on that as a federal Minister of IRCC on revenues for universities.
Fair enough. Can we speak about what's happening south of the border? Universities have been hit hard. International students have been hit hard under the Trump administration. Do you see this as an opportunity to attract more international students, more faculty, research? I mentioned brain gain at the beginning. Is there an opportunity here?
Well, you read the mandate letter. It is clear. It was part of the Prime Minister Liberal platform commitment when we campaigned during the election. It is also in my mandate letter. That is certainly a cornerstone of what I will be doing in the immigration portfolio, and I will be working on that with officials. I mean, it's from all countries, quite frankly. So.
Right. Now, you also in Nova Scotia, you had the advanced education portfolio, so you have a unique perspective through two lenses, higher education and immigration.
That's right.
Can you speak to the place, the importance of international students in the future growth of Canada?
Chris, I'm just going to say that's the last question because we've got to get the minister to a meeting next, okay?
Yeah, fair enough.
Look, I value the contribution of your international students, like just point final, like there's no doubt about that. And Canada is a welcoming country, and we also, we want students to also have a good experience, and I'm just going to leave it at that for now.
Okay, because they're, engineering, AI, all these advanced research and academic pursuits. I presume that could only bolster Canada by bringing these talents into the country, right?
Sounds like lots more to talk about for another interview, Chris.
Okay, I had to sneak it in. Thank you.
Thank you to you. Have a lovely day.
Nice to chat.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.